What's this obsession with kids? And no, we want to teach them and leave the fucking kids alone, bro.
Watch this video. Bro, just watch it. Like, it's the perfect transition into this video. Watch this video.
Good evening. Every teacher that has a pride flag in their classroom should be fired and arrested. The gay flag is a sexual flag. It represents nothing other than sexual things. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning. What business is it of anyone on this board of what children would like to do with other children? It is none of your business. It is between them and their parents. But however, you guys want to illegally survey your students. My name is Frank Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director of Operations for Gays Against Groomers. I'm a 31-year-old gay man pushing back against the agenda that's happening within our classrooms. Keeping parents away from this discussion is absolutely severing the relationship between a child and their parent. My community is not discriminated against anymore. Shockingly enough, we succeeded. Now you're sending out surveys that's asking students what their gender is, what their pronouns are, and whether or not you should be telling their parents. Could you imagine if my son or one of yours went to school and said, "Hey, I'm gay," and you never knew? All of you up here are pretty intelligent. You have doctorate degrees, you're educated, and you lead this district. But yet, you turn a blind eye with the sexual things that happen in your classroom.
Watch this.
I refuse to believe that any of you think that that's appropriate. Because if you think that that is appropriate, you would be a predator. There's images that are going to be displayed today for you to see of a child sucking another child off. And that's in your classrooms.
What?
I shake because it makes me uncomfortable to even utter those words to you.
This is a gay man.
This is nothing about inclusion. It is nothing about respect to my community. I say with you with 100% truth, according to the Center of Disease Control, that the reason my community faces such issues in this world has absolutely nothing to do with the straight people on this planet. Has everything to do with the drugs that we digest. Has everything to do with our access to health care. The number one reason my community has so many mental health issues is because they don't have access to health care. And that's directly from the CDC. It is not slurs, it's not gay bashing. We don't have access to therapy. If you really want to help the LGBTQ community to feel really accepted in this world, embrace that people have mental health issues and they should seek help. Having a classroom without the American flag in it is a disgrace to this country. If this country wasn't here, millions of people around the world would perish. And that flag, this flag, should be held high by every single student.
Dude, oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh, do you not?
That was fantastic.
31-year-old gay man
guys.
screaming at the top of his lungs, "America first."
Yep.
Enough with the woke agenda.
That was a perfect
fact-based think tank with statistics and things backing up his points.
Dude, like eloquent, smart, saying it right, and then that twist of like, I'm a gay guy. Like,
and
what the hell are you guys doing? They're sucking each other off. Like, he felt like he was, uncomfortable that was for him to say. And he's a gay guy.
And you can't say you're anti-gay, you're anti. It's like I'm gay.
Adam, I love
I just
those
left
arguments.
my boyfriend's house.
Going back to Adam, leave the kids alone. It's none of your goddamn business.
Yeah.
It's the parents' responsibility, bro. And if a gay couple wants to leave because the school is not, guess what? You teach your own kid whatever the hell you want. Leave the ones at school. If you want to leave, bro, bye.
But that's what you need at the end of the day is people calling out their own side. Whether it's in politics, whether it's in social issues, it's when you're calling out your own side and say, guys, enough.
Yeah.
What do he say specifically? He's like, we won. We figured it out. It's done.
Yeah.
Now there's this complete overcorrection and this indoctrination of kids.
Yeah.
And as a gay man, he's just basically saying enough.
Yeah.
Enough's enough.
And I questioned the other day, I was like, what is the obsession? Why is it that the powers that be want the sexualization of kids? Why are they pushing this down everybody's throat? No pun intended. Why is it happening, Pat? Like, why do you guys think they're forcing this so much and they're trying to make it like, look at the don't say gay bill and all this stuff? Why such a push?
So this just makes you when you hear, this is the crazy thing about speakers. When I was first getting into sales, I would watch different people speak from stage. And, the first one was so, as a kid, that I was attracted to was the guys that just screamed the entire time.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to, enunciate and, kind of go up, go down, go up, go down. Let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take over the world. I'm like, oh, my God. Oh, this is so awesome. And then after, a few months of listening to him, I'm like, dude, I'm burned out. And then I watched the guy would get up and speak. And then next thing you know, 60 minutes felt like 2 minutes. And you're like, wow, I never saw marriage that way before. I never saw money that way before. I never saw leadership that way before. I never saw relationships that way before. The guy didn't raise his voice. He was just kind of talking to you. And then when he wanted to make one point, maybe we would go elevate and, get excited about it. And like, that was the best speech I heard. This guy didn't raise his voice, stayed at the same level for 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so. And I got the chills all over my body. Because when somebody makes an argument in a logical way using reasoning and tapping into your emotions where you don't feel like a victim, you listen to this guy saying he sounds like a person that doesn't want you to feel sorry for him. He wants to be a leader and he's given solutions. You just get off and you say, great freaking point, man.
Beautiful.
What are you going to say to a guy like that?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't do anything but just give his argument to us and we heard him out. Okay. We need more people like this to make their arguments. A guy like this, I don't know who this guy is. I've never met him. Frank Rodriguez. Some of you guys are asking about me sharing the video. I'm about to tweet it out so you can go out there and see it and learn more about him.
Picture and imagine going from living paycheck to paycheck to making 6 figures a month, running a Christ.
They're trying to fight against the system that's trying to groom kids. And if that's really who he is, if this is not a spoof, if this is not trolling, if this isn't anything, he feels very sincere. People like this are going to make a very big impact the next 5, 10, 15 years. What is this here that you're talking about? Gays Against Groomers, a coalition of gay people who oppose the recent trend of indoctrinating, sexualizing, and medicalizing children under the age of under the guise of LGBTQ. Our community that once, can you zoom in a little bit more so I can read it? Our community that once preached love and acceptance of others has now been hijacked by radical activists who are now pushing extreme concepts onto society, specifically targeting children in recent years. The overwhelming majority of gay people are against what the community has transformed into, and we do not accept the political movement pushing their agenda in our home. Gays Against Groomers directly opposes the sexualization and indoctrination of children. This includes drag queens, story hours, drag shows involving children, the transitioning and and medicalization of minors, and gender theory being taught in classrooms. The activists backed by schools, government, woke media, and corporations have been speaking on our behalf for too long. When fighting for equality, our goal was to successfully integrate ourselves into society, but now these radicals aim to restructure it entirely in order to accommodate a fringe minority, as well as seek to indoctrinate children into their ideology. We're saying no. Go ahead. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. Right?
Well, it just shows that you can't just paint the LGBTQ community with a broad stroke with a large paintbrush. It's that radical people, what does it say at the very beginning? Radical activists are hijacking the LGBTQ movement to indoctrinate and radicalize young kids. To your point, stay away from the kids. It's so refreshing to see that there's grown-up LGBTQ community. They're like, no, we can be gay and we can get married and we can fight for that. Like you're saying, leave the freaking kids alone.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, I genuinely don't, why they want these young 6, 10, 12-year-old kids.
That's my question.
Learning this stuff.
Yeah, but mind you, Adam, this dude, like this organization, this is the small minority group within that. The majority of the LG, they want the kids and they want to push. It's like, I still question why. What is your obsession with them, bro? Like,
you know what I will
disgusting.
say, though? You know what I will say, though? Here's a part. Just be patient. Reasonable people will lead, okay? Just be patient. Reasonable people who present their arguments in a way where it makes sense, the world has no choice but to sit there and say, damn, this makes sense. Because there's guys that are instigators that jump in, that just want attention and want to seem like they're for the people, but they're not. They're just ass kissers. Like, you know how they say, "Oh, you're such a teacher's." What was it?
Teacher's pet, brown
You know,
noser.
you're such a teacher. There really is people like that.
Of course.
Okay, there were people that weren't. They were just helping out the teachers, and they really were the people that were the teacher's pet that were brown nosing.
Yes.
Okay, there are a lot of people that are brown nosing different communities to be accepted into whatever. They're getting exposed, and it's a beautiful thing.
By the way, just read that one line. Is gays against groomers? Here's the point. The overwhelming majority of gay people are against what this community has transformed into. And we do not accept the political movement of pushing their agenda in our name.
But here's my question though. I haven't seen, Rob, have you? I have these type of groups are new to me. All I've been seeing all over the media is kids in strip clubs in New York, parents letting kids. It's just, dude, it's just the sexualization and their drag queen reading hour at school, and it's like, what is going on, bro? I don't get it.
Exactly what Pat
I don't
just
get
said.
it.
Give it time.
Okay.
Let the people with common sense rise above
Present
the
your
crowd.
argument with the data. Present your argument with reason and calling out hypocrisy, and majority of the people will sit there and say, this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. You're in the business of leading, converting, persuading, debating, giving arguments, yet being patient with the right people that are reasonable to say, you know what, Vinny, I kind of see your point. That's what we're doing. Anyway.